Welcome to this important video of Python programming. In this video, we are going to discuss an important topic of Python programming, which is also called sequential loops, and it also helps important role play in controlling the flow of program. It also plays an important role. So in this case, first of all, we will discuss why we use loops and what are the loops and what are the main types of loops. First of all, we will discuss why we use loops, why the loop is used. Loop means any iterative task that is performed for more than one time in a program is called a loop. Whenever we are developing a software, then for example, let us consider this example that you are given a task to develop a software module for payroll processing in which the salaries of different employees are calculated as well as their bonus. So one method is to perform this task individually for each employee, and other method is to perform this task in such a way that we develop an algorithm or a function which calculate the salaries of all the employees iteratively in a loop form. So in this case, we do not need to write all the program line by line, but we will develop a code in such a way that it will have few lines, and these few lines will be executed again and again for specific number of times in a loop situation. So this is how does the loop work and why is it so important. So why we use loops? Because to calculate the salary of different employees in an organization, there are two methods. First is the manual method. In case of manual method, we need to execute the program in such a way that it will individually calculate the salary of each employee. For that purpose, for example, if you have 100 employees in an organization, then your code will be increased by 100 times, and if one or two employees are added in the system, then you will have to increase the size of code. Whereas in case of loops, you will develop the logic in such a way that it will calculate the total salary on the basis of specific parameters like office hours, like your bonus, like your allowance, your cadre of job, and similarly for the basis of these checks, your salary will be calculated with a loop form. And in this way, you do not need to write a whole code which has a large size. You will write a simple and short code which have few lines, and you can easily change the size of code, or you can easily set the limit for how many times this code should be repeated. So that is the flexibility of loop, in which you will have to build the logic for one time and it will be executed again and again depending upon how much time you want it to be repeated. So from this example, we can conclude that loops allow the execution of a statement or a group of statements multiple times. For example, whenever we are going to enter the loop, there are certain conditions that are checked, and these conditions are usually at the beginning or end of the loop or before the end of loop. So as soon as the condition becomes true, the loop keeps on repeating. Otherwise, if the condition becomes false, then the loop stops. And in this way, the control will be moved out of the loop. So we can say that the loop has the specific number of iterations, and these iterations are based on a condition. As soon as the condition becomes true, the loop will keep on repeating, and if the condition becomes false, the compiler will move out of the loop. So in this way it works. So sequential loop has simple syntax in which a specific condition is checked, and if the condition becomes true, then it will execute a specific body of program and it will keep on repeating. But if the condition becomes false, then we will move out of the loop. So in this way we can say that the loop is executed multiple times until the condition keeps on becoming true. But as soon as the condition becomes false, it will be executed. So as far as the types of loops are concerned, there are three main types of loops in Python. First type is called while loop, second type is called for loop, and third type is called nested loop, which is similar to nested if, which means a loop inside another loop. So let's have a look on the summary or an overview of these different type of loops. While loop is a type of loop which will be repeated in such a way that it will have specific number of iterations and a condition is given. Until the condition becomes true, this loop will keeps on repeating, and the condition is checked each time when the loop is executed, and the condition becomes false, then the loop will be terminated and the compiler will move out of the loop. For loop has a fixed number of iterations and it will be terminated when the condition becomes false. Nested loop is somehow different in such a way that it is a loop inside another loop. Here, a while loop can be inside another while loop, or a for loop can be inside another for loop, or any of these options. So this is called nested loop. However, we will discuss each of these loop types in detail in upcoming lectures, and we will discuss some examples to make it clear so that you get familiar with it. Thank you so much. That was all for this lecture. Hopefully it was helpful for you. If you have any question, then you can ask in comments. Otherwise, please visit our upcoming lectures so that you get more familiar with the Python programming, and also leave your valuable feedback in comments in a positive way so that we can keep on producing some quality lectures for you in future as well. Thank you.